What advice would you have a guy who maybe sees you in a bar and thinks you're really attractive and wants to approach you without being perceived as creepy?
Don't be creepy.
Do you think it's true women often find attractive men cute and romantic when an ugly one doing the exact same thing is creepy?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't. I think all men are, I assume, the worst. So I don't see that.
Let me ask you this. Why is it okay for women to paint men with a broad brush as something to be feared, but if men did the same thing to women, it would be sexist?
I think that based on the statistics,
Yeah.
Okay.
it usually is
Let me ask
men
you
as the
this.
perpetrators.
Let me ask you this. Is it okay for women to fear men when 80% of all violent crime is done by men?
Yes. I mean, that's why that broad paintbrush is there.
Okay. How is that different than judging certain races based on statistical data? In other words, why is it okay for women to be sexist but not racist?
Those are... I'm a sociology minor. I'm thinking. The difference between being sexist and racist. Can you ask the question again?
Well, I'm saying...
Yeah, well, you're basing something off of statistics, and then you can't say the
Well-
same thing based off you can't ignore one statistic and go completely full in on another.
That's because it's systematic, it's systematic racism. It's built into our society, and the same way sexism is.
Well, right, but I'm just saying that, there are statistics to back up certain reasons that certain people might,
I would
paint
just
certain
say it's
races with a
because
broad brush.
racism is more prevalent and has more severe consequences than sexism. Because
And
in our
ra-
society
whoa.
right now, men and women are relatively more equal.
Wait.
Then
How
the
is
differences in color of your
how is what the worst that men can do to women any as bad as violent crime of a different race?
Are you interviewing me?
Yes.
This is getting good. Go ahead. Ask your question, then we're done.
What'd you say?
You said, oh well, one's systemic and then the other is
Well, they both are.
Then you said one has worse consequences. But how is rape worse than you murdering someone else?
I would say they're both bad and neither should happen, but I do think murder is worse.
Well, then why so are you saying that one is happening because of systemic racism and
They're
the other
both-
is happening because of sexism?
It's a lot to unpack here.
Women are painting men with a broad brush as something to be feared, but if women did that to a certain race, that would be racist. You're generalizing an entire group of people either based on skin color or based on their gender, right?
Yeah.
The world's so fucked up, like, honestly.
All right, this is an interracial dating question, okay? Are you more likely to see black men dating white women or white men dating black women?
You see black men dating white women all the time. You don't see white men dating black women all the time. So,
Black men dating white women.
And why is that?
To be honest, I'm not really quite sure. That's just what I see.
I feel like they might be intimidated by us black women, so they might do another race.
I don't see myself dating a white guy. Nothing against his race, but it's more about like my bloodline and keeping it pure and black. And maybe if I want to have children, I want my children to be black. Nothing against like skin color, race, nothing.
I have two theories
just
and
my
I want to
preference.
see what your opinion is, okay? Theory number one is the infamous BBC.
Big black cop.
Theory number two is black women are often perceived to be seen as less submissive.
The BBC, that ain't true.
Yeah,
Theory ain't true.
cause
I've
some
seen a whole bunch of people, black African American men, they ain't packing.
Okay, so you think that's a myth?
yeah, not all black men are blessed.
Black dudes dating white women because white women love our dicks. Love our penises. My bad.
And what about the theory, a lot of black men that I've interviewed have told me that they perceive black women are often seen as less submissive.
Because some black women, they want to come off as independent. I don't need a man, blah, blah, blah. Like, sometimes some black women don't want their man to take control, I guess, and they want to be seen as independent. I don't need nobody.
A powerful black woman. We ain't no beta bitch. We alphas up in this motherfucker bitch.
Hold on. But y'all not bitches though. Y'all ladies.
Period. period. And like he said, we're queens. And like he said, we're queens. And at the end of the day, we're alpha. And it's okay to be that. Because if we weren't, guess what? We would be doing horrible. We would be doing horrible. We got to be strong, or else we're going to get walked all over on.
Why do so many women think that being submissive is a sign of weakness?
Because most women that are submissive get ran over.
Okay, but at the same time, wouldn't you also say that a lot of men that trust their women and, make themselves vulnerable will get run over as well?
Yep, because we got a friend who do it to her man all the time.
Drag them through the mud.
And is it possible to be in love without making yourself vulnerable?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's okay to be vulnerable to a man, a good man.
A worthy man.
A worthy man, a strong woman.
Being vulnerable to a worthy man.
A strong man.
Does a man have the right to define what a woman is?
Not at all. Not at all.
I disagree with that.
I disagree with that one too.
Okay, so then what gives women the right to define what a real man is?
Just like they have the right to define what a real woman is.
Well, right, but aren't women always saying like a real man should be this and a real man should be that?
Just like men say that. Just like men say that we should be this and we should be that.
We should be able to cook. We should be able to
cook, clean.
Which we should.
All that.
Definitely.
Yes, and I do all that shit.
But at the end of the day,
yeah,
it goes both ways. Often we do try to define what a real man is, and you know what, it's crazy because we can't figure that out until we live that. Until we experience what a real man is. If we wasn't taught what a real man is, if we didn't see an example of a real man, we don't know ourselves.
We can only go from
like you said, we're making ourselves vulnerable and open to seeing if this person is
Well, if a woman doesn't even know what a real man is, how do you know whether a man is worthy of submitting to?
Well, we know how we're supposed to be treated. We know that we're not crazy. It doesn't take a book. Just like it doesn't take a lot to raise kids. We're not given a book to raise. It's no instructions. So it's no instructions with a man. We obviously knows because at the time, we knows if a man's bullshit, he's bullshit. If it's a man good, he's good. We knows how, because we're going to feel it. It's going to be felt.
Why do women often attack a man's masculinity when they don't get what they want?
Because they do that to us.
And they're really prideful. So when you do something like that, their pride is
like all of it. Like they hit on us because we're pretty, but then like we're not trying to fuck them. So all of a sudden, like we're not pretty anymore. Am I wrong?
No.
That's a great point. I've heard that before as well. It's like, oh, you won't date me, so now you're ugly, right?
Exactly.
Why do you think men,
every time.
Why do you think men do that?
Because they're thinking they're dick.
It hurts their ego.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. Do you believe that being in love requires you to be vulnerable?
100%.
Okay. How can you become vulnerable without getting taken advantage of?
I think there's a fine line between taking advantage of someone and loving them. I think it's a hard thing, and losing yourself in love. But I mean, I'm only 19. I haven't quite figured that out yet. So let's ask the 22-year-old.
You do become vulnerable when you fall in love, but you just gotta take the risk of being taken advantage of and be confident that in yourself, in who you are, and your identity. But love sucks. Let's get that straight.
Okay. And also, by the way, have either of you guys ever had your hearts broken before?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Right now, bro. Right now. Not doing well.
And have either of you ever unfairly punished a potential suitor based on previous bad experiences?
Not personally.
Definitely.
So what advice would you give to somebody who maybe is like kind of had some bad experiences and maybe wants to learn how they can trust somebody again and make themselves vulnerable?
I don't know how to trust anybody again.
I mean, so far I think it would be to just not let it go, but let it go. And each person's different, and try. And if it doesn't work out, you're you. Be free.
Live your life, and if it happens, it happens.
If I was with a man that never beat on me and then I was with a man that beat on me, I wasn't scared until a motherfucker was beating on me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the things that we go through and the situations that we're in that make us. But y'all, we have to prevail. I don't know what y'all race is. I don't know what your religion is, but you have to prevail, believe in God or whatever you believe in, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to make it through. You need to just not be vulnerable to everybody and pick up on those red flags and stop trying to ignore them and stop trying to make people what you want to make them into, because you already know that's not who they are.
What percentage of modern women are marriage material?
Let me be honest. It's not very many. You know why? Women are in tune to their body. They're not in tune with running a household. They're in tune to social media. They're not in tune with the needs of their significant other or their kids. That, you know, I'm just gonna be honest. The women really is like, fuck men. It's all about me. And I don't know if it comes from the fucked up experience that they've had, or
we're enough. It's enough.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, wait. Let me just wait. Okay. Wait. Can I just finish one more thing? Okay. And one more thing about that. Why then, if that's true, why do we have the expression "where have all the good men gone," but nobody's asking where have all the good women gone?
Oh, they do.
We're privileged. We're privileged.
From where I'm from,
we're the fucking prize. And if women don't know that we're the prize, fuck a nigga, we're the prize.
Why are men expected to value all women as a collective, but women don't value all men as a collective?
Oh, hold up. Women do value all men, okay? It's just really like certain people don't value, but I value my men, okay?
Well, no, I'm not talking about your individual man. I'm talking about all men as a collective.
Yeah, like,
that's what I mean.
Value like all men.
I'm saying like, but don't women often say like, you know, men ain't shit, men, you know, men are cheaters, men are liars, you know.
Ooh.
But men are expected to treat all women like queens.
Yeah. No, because not all women queens. Some women
all hoes.
So why do you think that we have the expression, where have all the good men gone, but nobody's asking where have all the good women gone?
Great fucking question. You know why? Because women, they think they rule the world. I don't know why.
Okay, let me ask you this, right?
Yeah.
Why do women often talk about how they secretly run the world, but then also complain about how they're so oppressed?
Because girls are fucking confused, bro.
a real woman can take a homeless man off the street and make him something.
How many women are willing to take a homeless man off the street and make him something?
I can't speak for other women.
Well, how often do you see that happen?
I see it where I'm from a lot. A lot. You can build and y'all can build together.
Okay, but here's the thing. I agree with you, but it's often said, and I'm not saying I made this rule, but it's often said that women today don't care about a man's struggle. They want to show up at the finish line and pick the winners.
I'm not that woman. I can't relate to those women.
Why is it that a rich man would change a broke woman's life, but a rich woman is less likely to give a broke man a chance?
Okay, so now that depends on the person, because you can maybe feel in your heart like, I'm helping this person, getting them off their feet, but once you get them off their feet and they damn throw that person to the side because of how they're feeling, they feel like they done bossed up. Like, it just depends on the person. Like,
and men get comfortable. Like,
okay,
in the beginning we try to hold you guys down, and then y'all start getting comfortable and want us to take over the role, and then it's just like, okay, well, what are your goals? Why are you still being the same? Like, why are you not trying to level up? Like, I'm not your mom. I'm not here to take care of you. I'm trying to boss up with you.
We're trying to boss up together.
Yeah, like, we're trying to do things together, not me doing things for you because you don't want to get out and do it.
I think that goes back to traditional gender roles when the man brought home the bacon, so to say. So, depending on the woman, if she's conforming to those traditional gender roles, then she would prefer for a man to take care of her versus her taking care of a man.
Okay. Why is it that in the age of independent women, a man's value is often determined by what he provides?
I think it goes back to the traditional gender roles where the man was the provider.
Well, right, but why is it that we've changed everything where it concerns women, but men are still expected to play by the same old-fashioned gender roles?
Well, let me tell you, trust me, they're not.
How so?
Because these men out here, they're not taking care of nothing. They don't even live up to the same standard as before.
Okay, but do you think that maybe there's a reason for that? Could it possibly be because women expect men to be traditional, but women don't want to be traditional women in return?
I don't know. I mean,
why is it that it's okay for women to expect men to do traditional things like protect and provide, but the minute he expects a woman to do traditional woman things like cook and clean, it's sexist?
I can only speak for myself. So if the man is providing and handling what he's supposed to do, I can provide from the other end from what I guess would be traditional gender roles.
Men have to take their part and play their role so I can be vulnerable in being submissive to you.
Okay. Why is it that a man often has to lead first before the woman's willing to submit, rather than the woman submitting first so that the man can lead?
Okay, but at the same time, if we're just taking it back to just a man being a man, a lion, an animal in a jungle, we know who is, the dominant. If you want to be dominant, if that's what you're saying you're going to be, then do that, and I could be submissive to you.
I've heard from a lot of black men that they perceive black women to be less submissive. What are your thoughts?
Yes, that's true. Very true.
True, because they can't settle for nothing. Like,
okay, now at the same time, why are there so many women in general who perceive being submissive as a sign of weakness?
Probably because they want a mean dude. Like, I don't understand why, like, being soft gets you ran over. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you be mean, I promise you, every girl in the world will love you. Like,
once again, being in love requires you to be vulnerable, so doesn't that require you to be soft somewhat?
That's why I say girls wife the soft dudes and fuck the mean dudes, honestly.
Honestly, literally, like, that's the trick.